Okay, guys, welcome. Welcome to the Bigfoot researchers, the Bigfoot scientists. These are the serious scientists, researchers that have degrees. And you don't have to have a degree, of course, to be a serious researcher, but these are the scientists. These are the guys and gals who actually go out there and risk their reputation as a scientist. Because, yeah, anyone can be a Bigfoot researcher. Just run out there, go to try to find Squatch, right? But if you are a professor at a college university and your reputation is on the line for your colleagues and the public to go, why is he teaching there? He believes in Bigfoot, right? So now you don't have to believe in Bigfoot or not. I have an open mind. I'm like Mulder from X Files. I want to believe. And I think there's a lot of evidence, eyewitness accounts, far too much to think that this is just dreams, hallucinations. They're crazy. They're seeing things. Something's there. Some kind of creature, perhaps, is there. So, with that, here are, in no particular order, are the serious scientists of Bigfoot study. First up, Grover Krantz. He's passed. A great anthropologist. I remember as a kid watching In Search of with Leonard Nimoy, one of my favorite shows, In Search of's Bigfoot. It's on YouTube episode. I so recommend it. And Grover Krantz, Dr. Krantz, is in there explaining as to why he believes. Now, he authored 5 books, wrote 5 books on Bigfoot, and books on other things as well. And he also wrote many academic articles on human evolution and Bigfoot, trying to classify it scientifically. Sadly, despite facing criticism from his colleagues, he went on. He was tenacious in his research, and he analyzed footprint casts and eyewitness accounts. And Grover Krantz is probably one of the true pioneers in terms of this serious scientist researching Bigfoot. Next up is Dr. Jeff Meldrum. Now, Dr. Meldrum probably in these days is the most famous. And I remember him years ago on Joe Rogan Questions Everything. Not Joe's, new and current podcast. It was a TV show. Joe Rogan Questions Everything. And that was one of the first times I ever saw Dr. Meldrum. Dr. Meldrum is a primatologist. He's a professor of anatomy and anthropology at Idaho State University. He focuses his research on footprints. Now these big footprints can't definitively be proven, but he's found many. I think it's many hundreds or thousands. He specializes in primate locomotion and limb anatomy. Primate locomotion and limb anatomy, and he's published many books and articles analyzing the morphology of the tracks, arguing they represent an unknown bipedal primate. And when you see Dr. Meldrum and you hear his communication and his description, it's so compelling. So out of all the researchers today and even historically, I'd say Dr. Jeff Meldrum is one of the most famous and one of the clearest communicators of the Bigfoot phenomena. Next, we have a Canadian. This is John Bindernagel. He was a Canadian wildlife biologist with a PhD. He researched the possibility of Bigfoot as an undiscovered primate. His book, North America's Great Ape, the Sasquatch, great read. He advocated for its biological reality based on footprint evidence and sighting reports. And I think that's really important too, because people say, well, eyewitness accounts are not hardcore physical evidence. True, but eyewitness accounts are admitted and legal in court, right? They're admissible in court. So in terms of scientific, I know it's a higher bar of, say, evidence improving, but there's so many eyewitness accounts that are incredibly compelling. All right, next, Esteban Sarmiento, PhD, a biologist and primatologist. He's worked as a functional anatomist at the American Museum of Natural History. While not claiming Bigfoot's existence, he doesn't claim and say Bigfoot can be proven. He advocates for the careful study and scientific scrutiny of the evidence, and he acknowledges the possibility of an undiscovered primate. So Dr. Sarmiento is not saying he believes for sure, but he wants to take it seriously, and I think that's another example an element to this. Don't keep sort of, bah humbugging him and poo-pooing. Let's get some serious study. Next, Samuel Sentell, PhD, holds a doctorate degrees in several medical sciences and psychology. Dr. Sentell has approached Bigfoot from both biological and psychological perspectives, interested in studying the phenomenon and the potential reality of the creature. And again, that's a very important, I think, differentiation between people who say, well, it's nothing here, there's nothing here, and Dr. Samuel Sentell saying there's a psychological perspective to this too. Maybe it's some phenomena that is truly unknown, heretofore unknown, and it's worth exploring. And finally, we have Leroy Fish, Dr. Fish, no longer with us, passed about 23 years ago, a wildlife ecologist with a doctorate in zoology and ecology. He was involved, Dr. Fish, with the Bigfoot Field Researcher Organization, that's BFRO, as a consultant, and he applied his ecological knowledge to the subject. So I think when you look at all these gentlemen, you look at all these doctors with PhDs, serious scientists, none of them are saying they have definitive proof yet, though I know Dr. Meldrum is a complete believer, and he believes it exists, of course, but they can't prove it definitively with, say, a corpse. And that's what science needs. That's what they require. They want a dead Bigfoot. They want a corpse, a body. So, but at least these gentlemen are applying their degrees, their scientific knowledge and scrutiny in a serious way to the subject. So what do you think? Do you believe? Are you like me? Do you want to believe, but there's still no definitive proof? Let's see what's out there. You want to believe? Let's have some feedback. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.